Hey guys, Sheree here with Fighting for Your Marriage and the Imperfect Wives. And I am coming to you today with 10 coaching tips that you can start implementing to bring change into your marriage. And not just change, but deepen intimacy as well. So, 10 tips for change on loving your husband. You ready? All right, number one, be loving. Start your day and end your day with a hug and a kiss, even when you're mad. Our grandparents would tell us never let the sun go down without saying, I'm sorry and I love you. One of the things that I do that I implemented years ago, Bill and I have been married 28 years now. One of the things that I do is I tend to go outside when I can, for the most part, and I'll meet him outside when he gets home from work. As a lot of you know, I work from home. This is my job. This is what I do. I'm a licensed minister with the Assemblies of God, and I'm also a missionary with them, a U.S. missionary, and this is my mission field. And so after dealing with counseling sessions and coaching and just listening to women's hearts all day, I'm ready for Bill to come home. I love what I do, but I look forward to ending the day with him. So I'll meet him outside. And I've done this for years. I'll give him a few minutes to get settled in his vehicle because he's usually turning things off, putting something up, you know how they do. So I'll give him a few minutes and then I'll pop outside and welcome him home. Well, recently he shared with me that this has actually been encouraging him, that for the most part, he looks forward to me coming outside and greeting him. I didn't know that, but I'm so glad that it ministers to him as much as it does me. So if that's not something you do, maybe you could start doing that, but make sure no matter what, that you begin and end your day with some intimacy, with a hug and with a kiss. Number two, show gratitude. Whenever we thank one another for what we're doing on a daily basis, that gratitude goes a long way. Not where you're like sugary with it, but just a simple, hun, thank you for bathing the kids, or hun, thank you for making my coffee or making us coffee or whatever. There's something that he's done that you can thank him for. If you're finding a hard time, here's another coaching tip. If you're finding a hard time thinking of something good that he's done, are you being negative? Are your thoughts really negative concerning your husband? Because if they are, it's going to be hard to find the positive. So check that out as well. Number three, don't take their emotions. Don't take their emotions for granted or take them on. So if they're, if your husband's emotional about something, just listen, just sit and listen to him. And then, but don't take them on. You're not accountable or responsible for his emotions, but as his helpmate, you can ease what's going on. So a lot of times just listening, they don't want you to fix it. They want to fix it, but they don't want you to fix it. So give him a minute, just listen to him. And if he doesn't want to speak, then just sit with him. Sometimes just sitting with them in the silence is all that they need. Let's see. Encourage one another. Number four, when your husband's negative, try to stay positive. I know that's hard, and this comes up in counseling so much. Yeah, but he said, I know. Yeah, but Sheree, I know. The thing is, the Bible says a gentle answer, Proverbs, a gentle answer turns away wrath. So if he's saying something negative, you can say something positive. And it could be as simple as, I know, hun, it's okay. Or, I don't know. You know your husband and you know you. So when they're being negative, try to respond with something that's positive, even when it's as simple as a gentle answer. Honestly, a gentle answer will go a long way. Number five, don't one up each other. What? Especially for our younger couples, that's a big deal, it seems. I hear it in counseling all the time. Spoiler alert, one-upping matches are not productive. They are counterproductive as counterproductive can be. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And some of you have already come through this and you're laughing because you remember all the times you were trying to one up your husband. And some of you are like, what the heck are you talking about? Competition in marriage is good, but it's not good when it creates unhealthy patterns of behavior. So just stay healthy, stay strong in your thinking, challenge your thinking. If he says something, but then you got to say something better, or you've got to have the last word. My word used to be now. That's how I ended every argument now. Well, how stupid is that? But that's what I did. And one day Bill's like, I really don't like it when you do that. And I didn't realize that though I'm trying to win an argument, I'm hurting him at the same time. So don't do that. Instead, respect each other. All right. And I'm actually jumping ahead on that one. Number 6, making sure that I'm not skipping. Number 6, stop beating up on your body. Believe it or not, and this one's a little more TMI, you're, for the most part, and I understand there are some husbands, some of you wives that are watching this, maybe you have a husband that is not like this. And if he's not, please let us know so we can pray for you, because that can change. God can truly change his heart. A lot of husbands, though, mine included, they don't see you the same way you see yourself. I had really been struggling after giving birth to our youngest, James, and I could not lose the baby weight. And I was trying so hard. I was doing step Reebok almost every day, and it just wasn't happening in the beginning. And I was looking in the mirror, and I saw Bill come in. So I went to hide in the bathroom to change. And he came into the bathroom and he said, "Are you hiding from me?" And I said, "No." And he looked at me and I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Hun, what's wrong?" And I said, "I just don't want you to see the way I look right now, because my body doesn't look good." And his response to me was, "You don't know what you do to me, do you?" And, the inquisitive part of Cherie wanted to know the answer to that. What is it that I do to you? Right. So I asked him, and he told me, he said, "Honey, most men, they're not looking at every single curve of your body. They see you as a whole." He said, "I see you as a whole. I know you're not where you want to be." He said, "But I love you. And you turn me on just as much today as you did when we were first married." And I thought, surely he's not telling the truth. But you know what? God taught me, really listen to his words, because if he's saying the same thing over and over and his actions show it, he is telling the truth. So there you go. So sweet, isn't it? Your husband, he's not looking at you through all the negative lenses that you have about yourself. He's actually looking at you from a pure perspective for the most part. And again, if there's a wife watching this and your husband's not like this, please let us know in comments, or let me know directly, and we will start praying for you. Because prayer, oh my goodness, prayer is powerful. And we have seen so many husbands' hearts changed as we have prayed as a team for these marriages. So let us know so we can pray for you. All right. Number 7, if your husband does not tell you you're beautiful, it's okay. What? I know some of you are like, no, it's not, especially if your love language is words of affirmation like mine. That was a hard one to swallow, because if you're like me, you want to hear that you're beautiful. Here's the key. Love languages, again, though this isn't about the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman, although that is a wonderful book and I love it. His love language may not be words of affirmation. It could be touch. If your husband is touching you a lot, he's telling you you're beautiful. Believe it or not, if he's touching you a lot, he's telling you you're beautiful. If he's looking at you and making faces like, come hither faces, or, well, I won't show ours, but we have a little thing Bill and I do, and we make this certain face at each other, and we can be in a crowded room and we know exactly what that face means. It's time to go home, right? So if he's looking at you and he's giving you, like, maybe he's doing his brows, I don't know. I can't make faces like men. Maybe I should try to do that. But if he's looking at you and he's got that cute look that only yeah, he's telling you you're beautiful. So don't discount how he responds to you because he doesn't say it, because he is saying it. He's just either saying it with facial expressions, he's saying it with touch, and he's saying it with body language. All right. Number 8, make time for him. I know that you're probably like, especially you moms that have the little ones, I know that can be hard, but make time for him. Make sure, no matter what, that you're making time for your husband, because your husband actually comes before your children, not after. He comes before them. It's God, then your children, it's God, your marriage, then your children, then work, and then ministry. For those of you that are in ministry, ministry does not come first. it comes last, actually, because these, unless of course your ministry is work, then they come last together. But your husband comes first after the Lord. So make that time for him. I always teach my clients, especially my couples, create a rally space. You need a rally space in your home where you can go and you can talk together uninterrupted. It's your safe place to land together. And it's the place where you need to have those conversations. If you're like Bill and I, Saturday morning tends to be the time when we sit down together and we're able to talk. Sometimes we're intentional and sometimes it just happens naturally. But either way, it happens, and that's what matters. So take that time, make time for him, make time for him. And here's the thing, if you're like me and you know what your husband's love language is, I touch him all the time. When he's home, I'm touching him. I'm touching him somewhere, but I'm touching him, right? And that's time, believe it or not, because it all adds up. It's time. He's not feeling like that I'm not on his heart or on his mind, because I know women are emotional, but men, they want to know that they're on our hearts. So touch him, whatever his love language is, use his love language and touch him. Or if it's acts of service, do things for him. But make sure above all that you're spending time with them every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. For those of you that have little ones, I know that's a challenge. I remember 4 kids, and 2 of them were twins, one of them special needs. Not the twins, but our daughter has special needs. Yeah, that can be a tough one. Even if it's falling in bed together at night, just taking a few minutes to hold hands and talk, even if you fall asleep. But make sure you do that, because above all else, he needs to know that he's a priority to you. All right. And number 10, respect. Remember the song, RESPECT? Okay, that's not the kind of respect I'm talking about. The respect I'm talking about is respect in marriage. It looks a lot, for men, it looks a lot like love. Love is respect, and respect is showing love. So for women, we need to hear, we need to hear the words, and then that makes us feel loved for the most part. But for men, it's respect. They feel loved when they're respected. We feel loved when we're heard. They feel love when they're respected. And I know that situations can get hard, and I totally get that. But no matter what you're walking through, if you'll pray about it, if you'll believe it, or if you'll bring it to the Lord and walk in faith with it and believe that what you're praying for, that God will bring to pass, then I have not had anything yet that has not come to pass through prayer. Now, I'm not saying that it came to pass exactly the way that I wanted it to, because my will is not God's will, right? And my ways are not God's ways. Praise the Lord. That is a huge thing, because I am imperfect and I am broken, and God is neither. So I've learned that as I pray for God's will, but I bring to the table the things about my marriage, about Bill, not complaining about Bill, understand me, but those areas where I see that he's struggling, instead of complaining to him about them or complaining to my friends, I bring it first to the Lord, and I start to just pray in faith and ask God, Lord, would you change his desire? Lord, would you change his desire for our family? All he's doing is working. And I know his working it's not about him, it's about us. But God, we need more time with him. Would you change his desire, or would you shift, or however it is that you pray, asking God to minister to your husband's heart to bring those changes about. And God will. And again, it may not come the way you're expecting it to, but I promise the way that it comes is God's best for you. And in time, you're going to see how amazing that is. So those are your 10 tips, 10 coaching tips for change. And for this week anyway. And I hope they minister to you. Let me know which one's your favorite one. Let me know which one is the hardest one for you to do. And let me know if you need prayer. Is there something that just hit an area of your heart that is aching or broken? Let us know. You can leave it anonymously if you want to email our website. The website's right here on YouTube, and in our group, or you can post it in comments, and I promise you, we will lift you in prayer. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.